So I think it is recording on mine.
Okay.
So we just need to let Dan know that it'll be in my folder instead.
Okay.
Oh, all set. Okay. Just I'll take some more too. Okay. All set. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Calling the meeting to order. It's 10:10. We're missing two people, Phil Sipley and Carol is missing, but we still have a quorum. Okay, Council on Aging meeting Wednesday, May 8th. Now, acceptance of reports would be first, and everybody got Ann's notes because she gets them out the same days. Give you credit, Ann. They're always perfect.
We'll be late today.
Yes, you gotta go see Amelia. Amelia comes first. So if you want to take a couple of minutes just to refresh your memory, I'll give you that.
We didn't correct that date. I think the FinCon of Select Board FY25 budget. Remember, we were supposed to clip. It was supposed to be 27.
Oh, 327?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a pen and ink.
See how I have 37? I don't think
do.
there's any such thing as.
No, there is not.
I must have hit the wrong when I was typing.
No worries.
I hit
Okay,
the wrong number.
when we accept them, we'll accept them with that pen and ink provision.
Yeah.
It's 327 on the second page.
I missed it. I didn't hear it.
No problem, man, please. They're wonderful as usual. Okay, can I have a motion to accept the secretary's reports with that one revision? Donna says she'll accept it and I will second it. All in favor? Aye. Amy, treasurer's report, you want to do that?
Sure.
Carol's
So it's very, very simple this month. We had no donations and no expenses for the COA gift account, so it's still the same balance as last month's ending balance. The COA food pantry account, we had a $100 donation, private donation, and we had for expenses $476.76. That was for paper goods, laundry soap, and just miscellaneous stock. So we're going to have probably a bigger expense that's going to show next month for actually during the month of April. So because we were getting very low on inventory and but this number, these expenses are really probably from March, but paid in April.
And I think we did get quite a lot of food in, didn't we? Like a couple of weeks ago, wasn't there?
Several weeks ago.
But we're running low again.
We're running low again. We've got 30 to 40 families every month, or individuals and families. So yes, so it's the same. But it's, there's one family that they come 4 times a year, but they're the family of 4. So they get more things than others do. And no, this is the gluten-free order. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you haven't had that for a while. So, but as far as our month-to-month budget goes, I just got, we department heads all just got notification by the town's accountant on the procedure to finalize this fiscal year. And they sent us a copy of our budget status. You've all got one too. And we're really right on track. Our salary line item for the staff and myself look like we're in good shape. And you can see we're down to, we've got 12% of our operating budget left to cover us for the rest of May and June. So we're where we should be. The one thing I will say is our van transportation has exceeded, it's been building up the last, year or two. And the gas that we've been putting in the van has increased tremendously. So we're going to probably be a little bit over. Let me see, COA van. Currently, we're at a deficit for that line item of
minus 424.66.
Yeah, right. And so we still have 2 or 3 more bills to pay. So yeah, again, the van's been in
Is
work.
there enough money in the account from the bottles?
Well, that's the Friends. That's the
Oh.
Friends. That's their money.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's their money. If we wanted to, like, if we needed tires and things like that, we can go to them. We've already discussed that, broached that subject, because it looks like we might need tires before the winter, and we talked to the Friends already about that. We're just not there yet, so, but we'll do fine, because what happens is we haven't used as much for electricity for the center. Like this month I didn't have a bill. Our bill was zero. So what we don't pay in electricity, we've been putting towards gas, for the van. So we'll be okay, I think. So,
Well, it is creeping up. It's almost $3.50 a gallon, isn't it?
yeah. Actually, it's 360 something, I think. It's just,
You know, the van isn't usually full either. That's what
Right.
it is. You're transporting some people.
yeah.
You don't want to.
We've been doing, we've been doing like 3 or 4, but it depends, Peg. The electric car you can't use if somebody's got a walker, somebody's got a wheelchair and they need the lift. We're using the lift a lot, but we're also using, we have 3 people or 4 people going grocery shopping at a time, So we're trying to kind of, if we have 2 people going in a similar direction, we kind of juggle their schedule. So one might get dropped off earlier so that we can accommodate the other one, especially if like 2 people are going to Milford. So I think we do a pretty good job. That we don't, but I mean, I do through the Friends.
I mean, the more expensive BJ's.
Oh, the gas.
Takes 15 cents off a gallon off of whatever the pump pays for the regular BJ's customers. I don't know if it'd be worth it to get that card just for that, and you get 5% off everything in the store.
But we'd have to find a way to pay for it. So what it is we have an account here in Mendon, and so we can use our charge card. We don't have a charge card for BJ's. BJ's doesn't have,
Okay.
we have a card to be a member there.
Yeah, that's not.
I believe, I would love to have a charge card for BJ's. We'd have to run that by accounting to see if we're permitted to do that. Some departments have something they might have something for Amazon. Another another department might have, was the one, the Oriental Express, Oriental Traders. So different, and we happen to have one for Market Basket. One department has something for Walmart. I think the Parks Department has Walmart, so it's, but to my knowledge, nobody has one for BJ's, but I wish we did. Imperial here in Mendon.
I think too, you gotta think about if you had to, every time you needed gas, you gotta drive all the way down to
Right.
Franklin.
Eats up all the discount that you get.
Right.
So I have a question about that then. I mean, I don't usually shop up in that area, but on that little store, sometimes there's a sign out there that says, I don't know if it's Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Right.
So
So.
That's when we get it.
Yeah, I was supposed to get the gas.
we get our gas on
50 cents
Thursdays.
cheaper.
Yes. We get our gas on Thursdays. So,
All right.
but I think
all right, well,
overall,
that's a savings.
we're in very good, I think we're in good shape for the end of the year. Fiscal year is fast approaching.
Okay, director's report, you just gave us a little, but you can continue.
Yeah. So the only thing, after reading, rereading Ann's notes,
I wouldn't bring
sorry.
it down.
No, there wasn't anything.
Oh, no.
Some of our director's report.
Well, she just talked, we were talking about the vans.
See, one thing that I want to say when I'm taking notes, we have an agenda, and so when we start going off the track, like you would just.
Well, because it was,
Different things.
well, no, it was money. It was our account. We were looking at the treasurer's account, treasurer's report. Yeah, so you don't have to. Yeah, so that's fine.
It's
That's
just that we had a negative number. which
we had a
is-
negative number, yes.
Just header it as director's report and under that, you could just put that Amy mentioned that we have a negative balance. That account.
The van,
because of
COA van account.
of gasoline.
Yes. And the use of the van is up. So, yeah, I don't want to talk a lot about, many things here, but I do want to mention the beautification day. We didn't have the great Grafton Job Corps as we had in the preceding years. However, we had a tremendous day. We had some great volunteers. The Friends did pick up the cost of pizza that day. And so it just, I don't know if you've noticed, the center looks really nice. We opted not to get bark mulch this year, which, saves on the bulk that's around the property. And also it saves us $200. So I think Ann's generally in charge of doing the flower boxes down there for the committee. And I just bought a plant to hang out front. Any money that the friends give us for beautification can be used for,
Right.
you know, flowers and
Yeah,
whatnot.
the Price of flowers.
Has
every
gone
year
up.
goes up, and it's up.
Have you been up to Koopman's? I know you said you like.
That's what, we have an account there.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. We don't use it that often, but we do have an account there. We have,
Because
Yeah.
you never know. We can.
with frost.
Snap in May.
So I will say the Girl Scouts that are using the center on Mondays, they use it 2 Mondays a month. They're going to be doing our flower boxes for the railings. And one of our volunteers, Mark Cleverton, took our old flower boxes and cleaned them up and spray painted them. They look really, really nice. Pretty gray blue color, similar to between our shutters and our siding. It'll blend in really nice. So, I just wanted to point out that also we had some really good volunteering last month for our different events and we'll get to some of those. So I don't have a lot else to say other than the garage door was repaired. And we had an issue with it. It was very sensitive. They came back and they fixed it again. But so the building's in good shape and yep. That's about it. And then anything else I'll disperse throughout.
Finish and then.
Okay.
Tri-Valley. I'll let you finish.
That's it. Okay.
Okay. It is, for Tri-Valley, there's nothing, there's no updates on any of the, topics that we had wanted, and Donna has been trying to get them to discuss, and we might have to look for someone else to be to go to the
Liaison.
meetings, yeah, the liaison.
And again, it seems that the transportation is up and running again. Our clients are using it. So they're not fully dependent upon us, which is great.
We should be able to make a call about that, get some information
Mhm.
rather than Donna
Call-
having to go.
We'll call the director, Lisa.
Okay, why don't you do that? Amy
Okay.
will call the director and just find out the status of the transportation,
Okay.
whether it's up and running and for possibly how long.
How do the individual people who are using it know about the transportation?
Because they've used it before, so I don't know if they just,
Been contacted by Tri-Valley?
I don't know if they've been contacted directly, but they're back getting their rides. So they,
Did say it was a budget thing, and they have so much money, then they run out and then it gets replenished, so they have times and periods that they don't have enough money.
You would
How
think
that
they'd get
works.
that message out saying,
Yes. Or you'd think that they would spread it out so that.
yes, or they'd say you can have 2 rides a month, like Mass Health does. Mass Health. So some of our clients get their 2 rides through Mass Health. Some are getting it through Tri-Valley, and then they get the others through us.
are we like the default transportation? In other words, do we make people use the Mass Health first or the Tri-Valley?
We don't make them, but see, a lot of them will use the Mass Health for Friday because we don't drive on Friday.
That's right.
Or they might use it after we say the last appointment we'll take is 2 PM. They might have an appointment at 3, so they'll use that transportation. They get savvy.
Take them further away than
Yes. We're in a 15-mile radius. But yes, I believe they'll take them further.
We talked about that and we talked about it with friends too, about, if we had to Uber somebody or whatever, but if they're on Mass Health and they can use Mass Health, then I think they should.
They should.
Do we charge people to go on the van?
Yes. Yeah, someday I'd like to talk about that too. So it's $1 in town round trip. It's $4 out of town round trip. And there's some people that are frequent flyers and they're buying the van bucks from the friends quite frequently,
With the price of gas, I
I-
think you should raise that. I mean, I think $1 for a round trip ride. Gas is $3.50 a gallon.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, we
don't
can
know.
do that.
We can talk about it maybe next month.
Yes.
Right.
Idea.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Friends of Mendon Elders report.
Well,
You're on, Susan.
there's not much to report because our next meeting is next Monday. But just in the interim, I'll just briefly, we will be having all of our reports like we usually do. We did have a vote at the May 3rd, the May 3rd meeting, thank goodness, the annual meeting, the vote was positive. And there was a lot of work coming out of the Friends to support that. So that's
Still good.
And then also our townwide progressive yard sale is Saturday, June 8th. To participate, you need to register on the website, or you can fill a form out at the senior center. The registration is due by May 27th. Apparently, from what I read recently, so I'm gonna, this is word of mouth, not, I don't know this specifically, but the registration number is down from previous years. So hopefully it's just a lack of people getting in there to register. It'd be a shame if it hurt the project in any way. We also have new Friends of Mendon Elders t-shirts. They're very pretty. They're sort of a teal color because we thought it was, you know, men would be willing to wear them as much as women. And very, very, very cute logo on the front. They're only $10. So if you'd like to stop by the senior center, they're for sale. And Carolyn did a really great job with the logo and getting them ready before the annual meeting. So I think we were away, but I'm hopeful people wore them at the meeting.
I wore my yellow.
Oh, I had on the new one.
Yeah, yeah, so there was kind of like a mixture.
Probably that's whatever. It's
Yeah.
fine. So anyway, our next meeting is Monday, and I expect that my next report will have more meat.
Just a couple of things I want to just point out. When Carolyn made the registration form for the yard sale, she didn't realize that Monday, the 27th is Memorial Day. So I brought it to her attention, and so she gave me permission to make changes to say that it's the 28th, Tuesday, the 28th. Because people might come there knocking on the door and there's no one there. So that was one thing.
We
And
could extend it one day.
Yeah.
Because they're not able to register.
right, and then Dottie Garceau I was very pleased to see when I came back yesterday that Dottie Garceau is heading up the yard sale garage, all the items that are coming in, and
It's already down there.
she's already down there. Diane was there with it yesterday, and I'm sorry, Diane, I misunderstood. I thought you were in charge, so.
No, but I'm just her Tuesday ride
Yeah,
and then help her unpack boxes and things like that.
so she,
You're her girl Friday.
on
On
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So she has asked for a key to get in and out of the garage. I said, absolutely. Yeah. 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 So she's doing that.
I just want to say one thing. It was nice for Carolyn to come to the Southwicks event, which we were kind of on your coattails on that because
Right.
you get in for free and we would have had to pay the money. So we had two tables, one for the committee. And we did pass out the little shocks and they were a hit. I probably ended up buying too many, but we didn't know how many people would pass through.
How many people passed through?
I couldn't tell you, but the thing is to get the discount, they had to have their hand stamped.
Right.
So a lot of people passed through and then got their hand stamped,
Okay.
whether they actually paid attention to what we were saying,
Right.
but they did pass through. We were busy. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't have any idea how many people, but you know, the kids, we were giving the stuff away. So we still have some. I was trying to think of how we could incorporate that before May 14th to pass those out if anybody has any ideas.
Yeah, I apologize. That should have been on this report.
No, that's okay.
It
No,
was.
I want to say
Able
thank
to
you.
Be there, so.
It was Phil and Carolyn and myself.
Okay.
And her husband helped set up and take the stuff down. So
And it was nice too, you didn't have to set up the canopy, although
We
that
didn't.
canopy is
We
so
bought-
attractive.
it is, and we brought it, but I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
Carolyn wouldn't have been able to do it. I
No.
feel like we'd barely be able to do it. It's a big tent. It's like 10 by 10.
Yeah.
But we were under the big tops. We were okay. And they were very hospitable. Southwoods was very
Did the
hospitable.
signs work out okay? Did
Yeah,
you?
perfect,
Okay,
perfect.
good.
Yeah, and they let us park down there.
Yep.
Which was different from when you and I and Diane went.
Oh, that's right. We had to
I
park.
could unload and then park and then carry the stuff up. But anyway, it was a good event and I was happy we were able to do it.
And I haven't had a chance to count the number of tickets. So people got a free ticket for the flowers.
Yeah, not everybody wanted one,
Okay,
but that was our grabber.
yeah,
And the person that won was from Mendon. It was Mrs. Demers, was it?
it was Mr. actually.
Mr. Demers, and he gave it back.
Yeah,
It was
so
a
it's-
beautiful pansy pot and he donated it back.
Yeah,
to
so it's
Mendon.
outside the walkway, the pretty yellow one, the yellow and orange
Pretty,
one.
yeah.
That's great. Okay, all right, no problem. Old business, food pantry update would be next.
Just, our food is down, believe it or not. We have been getting a lot of donations
And you're gonna-
Yeah. and we've got a volunteer. Well, I can do both. So it's hard. I can send it out to Elena, Brugos, not Brugos, I'm sorry. Alana Bodio. I'm sorry. So, but we also have a volunteer that does shopping for us, and I don't like to double dip, so to speak, but I think we need to hone in on the items we need. So I'd
Yeah.
rather have Jeff go.
Yes.
He's got a
Yeah.
market
We have
basket.
the money to do that.
We do. We do.
Let's not
Yeah.
tap the community too much.
May 3rd was the Friday, that Friday, May 3rd, people came.
Yes,
That's why,
that's
a
why.
lot of it too,
Yes.
because I mean, it was like, when I walked in, there was some areas that were like baked beans. I've never seen baked
Mhm.
beans so low and people.
Yes. But it's good overall. Our balances are really healthy and it is being used, so it's good.
Okay, senior center expansion update. All right, I should probably speak to that. As you all know, it just passed by the skin of its teeth on May 3rd. And we were grateful for that. We're going to meet again the night before, next
Monday.
Monday, the night before the town election. We've got sign-up sheets for people who want to hold signs where we're told we have to stay on the grass, which is fine. And we have shifts starting from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Just to hold signs. And if anybody has any questions and they come to talk to us, we'll be able to talk to them. But I have to say, the committee, we've done our best. We can hold our head up high. I think we're all pretty tired, but it's a nice kind of tired. It's a feeling like of accomplishment. So we're only hoping that it passes now. This is the second and last hurdle.
How many votes would you say it passed by?
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose?
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose.
One vote would have.
But it killed
Tipped
it.
it over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you for all that you've done.
Yeah.
It's not only me, it's.
No, but you were
everybody.
out there,
Mhm.
you and Phil
You
out
and
there.
Phil.
Speaking, we had a lot of speaking engagements.
Thank you.
And I have to say, we had a pretty good response for the most part, I have to say. We were welcomed. I have to say one thing I noticed. I was probably better prepared when I went to talk to the Friends of the Library. And I read their mission statement, which I probably should have done for all of the clubs. If I ever had to do it again, that's what I would do, see what they meant. I always find that a person's mission statement is important. It really goes to the heart of the matter. That's why I've asked for it at the Friends too. And one of them was to try to have a transportation relationship with the senior center using the van.
Mhm.
So I think if this passes, fingers crossed, that, we should branch out and
Mhm.
really kind of like get to these relationships and try to form something. Especially with the talk of the walkway, if it goes all the way behind the library. I mean, I can really foresee that would be a nice collaboration. So anyway, and they were very nice. They were very, very nice. What else do I want to say about it? We have some postcards that we're going to be doing today to get out to
They're gonna be all done.
the final. Well,
She's working like it.
are you doing it now? Yeah, that's okay.
I'm
Where's
listening.
my ruler? What? Out of order.
I'll do some after the meeting. too.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
I hope I didn't put you under.
No, she knows I'm teasing.
Like I'm on camera, you can see me in the recording.
Does anybody have any specific questions about it? I mean, I know you're all in the loop, so I don't want to beat it to death.
So it's passed at the annual meeting, 2/3 votes by the skin of the teeth, our teeth, but what happens if it doesn't pass at the?
Well, I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah,
They told us if it didn't pass at the first hurdle, but passed at the second hurdle, we could bring it back.
right.
But I don't know about the reverse.
So, yeah, we'll have to,
Somebody will have to tell us about that.
Hopefully
I
that.
think there is the possibility of trying to come back with a different number to see if a different number might work, but that's a lot of work. Like it would involve having a special town meeting and then a special town election. So like there's a cost to the town. I mean, because it like, so.
Right, to have these
It's
things.
the it's, I think it's in the realm of possibility. But, you know, I don't know, like.
Well,
so-
talk to your neighbors, talk to your
Right.
friends, you know, some people have absentee ballots and they already did. In fact, before I came up here, I did talk to Ellen for a few minutes and she said that we'd have the answer very quickly,
Right.
very quickly.
Was one of your talking points ever that the town would end up with the present senior center and be able to use it?
Oh, yes, I didn't bring it up last night because like I said, it was really candidates night, but I just was speaking to that last ballot question. But yes, we've brought it up time and time again that it's really in practically move-in condition. Somebody may want to rearrange it somewhat. But
Oh, yeah.
we've kept it up. I mean, we've taken pride in that building.
The only thing we haven't done, honestly, is the back deck, because when we've done a back deck once, and when we were gonna think about doing it again, we had started our architectural process years ago, and the architect told us not to sink any money because we thought we were gonna be blowing out the back of the building. And
Right.
so the back deck is the one thing that desperately needs to be done,
But
but
it only has to pass by one vote in.
That's
in the
correct.
regular election.
That is
This
correct.
one is an easier vote.
Yeah.
14th is an easier vote than last week.
I was gonna say on the back deck,
Last
I
week
think
was
it's at a
2:30.
point now where it should be torn down.
Absolutely.
The new deck.
Absolutely.
One
Yes.
percent, Right?
But the town meeting only probably had about 236 people or
Right.
something there, which is a very
Right.
small percentage of the people in the town.
What I'm wondering too, and just to tag off of what you're asking, how many people realize that this is on the ballot for the 14th because they think they already voted?
So
Well, our things, it says both dates on them.
my question too was, there may be time, it's slim time to get an insert into the local paper. It's probably coming out Friday, I would imagine. But we have a fairly good rapport with Andrew, the publishing company, and they're the ones, they own the paper. So, I mean, if you wanted to put, adapt that one nice flyer that has the 2 dates on it, take the third off, or adapt it to say, it passed here, now we need your vote here.
That only goes to seniors, right?
No, that goes to the whole
He
town.
means the local paper, the free paper that
Oh, I
everybody
thought you
gets.
meant
It
the,
comes in your mail.
Yeah, but I think,
What would we need?
what we've done before, I think it's like 2,000 Mendon households thereabouts. It's not that expensive. It's like $300.
I think that would be very worthwhile.
So
But
the
if
only,
it's going out Friday in the election's on Tuesday.
no, well,
Does it gets delivered on Friday?
they do it either at the 11th or 12th. It's kind of,
About this Sunday.
well, thereabouts. So then they'll probably do it the 10th or the 11th. But it's generally around the 11th or 12th. It's not precise.
Even if it arrived Monday, because the election's Tuesday,
Mhm.
closer to Tuesday.
And I mean, honestly, I just got back yesterday, to work, from Maine. So honestly, I'm thinking Andrew might say, sorry, it's too late, but he's been very accommodating to us.
Yes.
it's worth pursuing.
Yeah.
If you
yeah,
guys are okay with it, but so then I know that money would need to come from somewhere.
Somebody's
Private
pocket, yeah.
donation
Yeah.
and like filed with Tom Fickner, who's the
Right.
treasurer for.
I think we do have a couple of members who offered to purchase things and they probably haven't been asked yet.
We could find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very, like, I said, they're very accommodating so that, an invoice could be created and then be taken care of when it was able to.
All right, well, you and I, maybe we'll talk separately on that.
That sounds good.
And I'll give Andrew a call and see what he says. And again, he might say, Amy, it's really, you're cutting it too close, but it's worth a try.
All right, okay, that's good. That's good talk, okay. The budget,
So all right, did the budget got passed at the annual town meeting?
yes, it did.
Okay, so, yeah, and that's something that we had gone over with the town treasurer, so we'll just start the new fiscal year and
Okay.
hopefully everything will be on track.
Yeah, that was good. I think there was just one thing that didn't pass at the meeting, and I think that was the disc golf.
Yeah,
That was I think everything else passed.
Yeah, disc golf is a lot of fun. My family does it out in Worcester.
I know, well,
They've been doing it for years, actually.
I guess some of the surrounding towns do have it.
Mhm. Were they gonna do it on a CPA piece of land or?
Is the paddock,
Yeah.
is it the paddock property?
Yeah.
And actually just a little section of the whole
Yeah.
land sort of adjacent to that Morrison Drive property that, because there's parking available. there.
Okay,
But people they had questions and concerns, so
it'll come up again.
I think so. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, probably if there is sort of a growing movement of people behind it.
Mhm.
As we know, we don't often get things at first try, so this is.
Yes.
The second try, so
We're
maybe
on
a
our
third
third.
try, so,
We're on our
I think
third.
it's all the people that get injured in pickleball will go to,
right,
I don't think
right.
so. If you like pickleball, you love pickleball. And Uxbridge wants to put in 6 courts.
What is the paper that comes in the mail called now?
free press.
Oh, yeah, I can never remember.
Yeah, I think it's the
Like the
Mendon,
Mendon,
Upton,
Yeah, because it used to be the
Upton,
crier.
Upton, Mendon.
Alphabetically,
Used to it.
Okay, are you set in?
Yep.
Okay, volunteer appreciation follow-up.
I think it went excellent. I think your enthusiasm, the special touches. The only thing I am gonna say, and I hope you're all be okay with it, next year, can we go back to May? It was my suggestion that we go to April because it's April is volunteer appreciation. It was too soon after all of our budget, you know.
Straight out.
We were straight out. I think that extra couple of weeks had doing it in May was, you know, I was just feeling a little guilty because we're having it in May, not in April. But, you know, we're not Hallmark, so
You know, I think everything went well.
it went well.
Didn't overdo it.
You know,
Didn't
people
overdo
had
it.
fun.
Yeah,
It really, really did.
there were a
And
few
it's-
people missing, which was too bad.
Yeah.
But I appreciate not having to wait on tables. Not that I would have minded, but it was nice
I
to
thought
see.
the meal was so beautifully the presentation of it was
Amy
very
Took
nice.
care of that. She
Yep.
was in charge of that.
PJs and Ashley, I would use him again. I mean, it's very good, very good.
I was expecting chili and I'm not a big chili eater because I don't care for cornbread, but I would have, I mean, I don't.
Well, you know who you can thank for that is Janet Hubner, because when I told her what our potential menu was, she's like, why don't you do something more substantial? I think she was thinking of steak tips too, but that was a little bit, but I think the chicken was a good,
It was.
chicken kebabs were,
So pretty well,
Yeah.
Vegetables. and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I like cornbread, it's the beans. I
And
don't-
Dawn is cupcakes. We can't
yes, oh,
not mention.
yes. The s'mores.
She made
Very nice.
50 of them.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Seriously, yes.
And it was a wonderful event. And so,
But it was so
so
good.
be thinking, put your, creativity hats on and think about next year.
Let me
'Cause
look in my
tru-
attic.
Well, because truthfully, what you want to do is if you come up with a theme, then we try to find the entertainment to match it.
That's right.
And you need to do that well in advance. So
He did a good job.
he did a really good job.
And he had the songs, which next time if we have the orchestra of one, we should ask her to at least tell us what the songs are, because
Mhm.
I think a lot of people would have liked
Would have
to
liked that.
follow along for the Irish thing, yeah.
I did find one copy from another performance of Irish music in the piano bench. So I mean, if that's something that we could possibly make copies of.
As long as
So.
we do it ahead of time, that's good. All right, okay, good. Pen pal opportunity.
I don't have anything new to add right now, and I haven't pinned down Cheryl Mellon, yeah, to get everything. But I'm waiting also for my 8th grader. This is her capstone project. She was going before the committee, and I just pulled up her information yesterday and I haven't heard back. So just to find out when we can expect to get things started.
We may be, if you hear from that girl.
Yep.
For the capstone project, maybe we could invite Cheryl to, let's say, a July meeting.
Okay, yep, that
Because
sounds
we're gonna
good.
have to start getting
Yes.
people signed up.
Yes, and I'd like to have Susan work with her.
Yes.
Just because Susan's granddaughter goes to the school. No, we'll make the connection for you, but
Okay.
since you have a grandchild at the school,
Yes.
I think that would be a natural, and perhaps you and Cheryl can work in tandem, like if there's some month when she's not gonna be available, or if you don't mind being a runner, maybe she does the coordination of the letters here, and if you don't mind being a runner to
No,
bring
I'd
them to
be happy to.
Franklin.
What
Yeah, I
is the
think
age of the
Franklin.
children?
8th graders,
And
graders.
it's in Franklin, I think.
Yes, Benjamin Franklin.
Franklin. Oh, we're not doing it in this town?
It's the charter.
We've tried.
It's across from the common, been across from the church.
We'd love to.
St.
do
Mary's
it.
We'd love to.
We can't do 60
It's in an
kids. We
industrial.
don't have 60 adults.
The charter school?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's in an industrial. park.
okay, then
So
they
it's-
moved. I thought they still were across from the Common and across from the Catholic Church.
It's not in town.
Okay, it used to be in
Off
the,
of Washington Street
okay.
in an industrial park.
Used to be there at the, right in
you
the
were
center of town, yeah, because I live right
What I
there.
might do is instead of July, maybe even the June meeting. Just
That's
to get,
next month.
yeah, to get
Do you think
things.
you'll hear from the girl?
Yep. I've got her email address.
Okay.
See how her presentation went and when we can, expect to start.
Happy to
Thank you.
get organized.
Yes, and I'll definitely make a connect. Cheryl's right up on North Ave and we'll make a
I'm
connection.
sure when I see who she is, I'll recognize her.
You know,
I don't know everybody.
I'll see if maybe she can come to Monday's meeting.
Okay,
That would be great.
Got a friends meeting.
Yes.
what's her last name?
Mellon, Mellon.
It's not lemon.
Oh, Lemon, I'm sorry. Lemon. We have Mellon that just came back from Florida.
It's lemon.
Lemon, Elliot.
I think one M. I think it's like the fruit.
Yeah,
The fruit,
sorry about that.
like the other fruit.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got the lemon and the melon.
We do. Maybe she should be the backup.
Right.
So how many children are we expecting to participate?
25.
Do we have 25?
We,
She's gonna be in charge of doing all that.
yeah, we can, and when she was working on it before, she started getting her emails out there at Facebook and,
Found out about it.
yeah.
Two people called me.
I've noticed one person who has the qualifications.
Yeah, Elaine is not a senior.
That's okay, you can still write. Okay.
Did you see I said Elena? Didn't have to correct me. Okay, transportation update. I know you.
We talked, I just wanted to say Tri-Valley seems to be back on track. We are using the van more often. Our numbers are up. Next month I will have numbers for you. Yes, with the gas consumption's been a lot, but, and we are trying to, as I said, coordinate rides, so.
I have a question on that Thursday thing, because I don't get gas up there, but do you have to like spend money in the store to get
No.
that discount? You Don't.
No, it's
One
just.
time, I think you had to spend $5 or something.
But that's something different. That's something different, and that's not necessarily Thursdays, because I've done that. But this is just every Thursday, and there's long lines. So usually, usually Sean goes early. He's our gas person on Thursdays, so.
Well, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, Friends of Elders Townwide Yard Sale. I know you touched on it a little bit, Susan, but anything else that you want to say?
Just sign up. Oh, we need participants and we need advertisers. Apparently, we're very surprised at the lack of advertising.
No. Two things. The prior Friends sent out a notice to all the businesses.
Yes.
And you had great responses from that. That didn't take, I had mentioned it, that just jogs people's memory. Oh yeah, I did it last year. I think what Carolyn did was very good to ask each of us to, come up with one. And I know I went to Pause where,
Yeah.
they've done full page, but
To Eastern Security.
theirs came in,
Yeah.
So they come in, I put them in the black mailbox. But so I think that's a big help when you send it out selectively. If you get the list of businesses from the town clerk and do what Elaine is doing, but you just, send them out and the checks will come back. So, but regarding the low number of, residential, yard sales, the Friends signs are all down in the basement, the yard sale signs. It's time to put them up because today is the 8th. The yard sale is on the 8th. The one thing you can do is you can do those headers. The headers need to be changed, the date on those, because I think that has the date on it.
Probably.
But so those are all in the yard sale. The basement, there's probably, I don't know if there's like 20 of them or something, but those can be placed strategically. That will jog people's memory.
Whoever already paid, I wonder if they were given a sign.
Yeah.
They were down in the cellar. I'm
Would-
thinking anybody who already registered to have their
Okay,
yard sale.
would they put one up?
No, I mean, did they get one?
No, they don't get those. They get a smaller sign. That's a colorful sign for the day of. These are the ones like our signs for the vote now. They're the big red ones that say, the yard sale, progressive
Well,
yard
you
sale.
got the month now, yeah.
So they should.
After you take down the signs for the vote,
That'll be Wednesday morning.
take one of those and replace it with the yard sale sign.
Yeah. You just don't have as many, but, so we can bring those up
Well,
from the basement.
You'd want them on the main roads of town.
Right.
So the nice ones we have up at the 16 and Main Street North, those would be a great place to put
I
them.
always put one at.
Put those there. Did you?
I didn't, because that's town property.
I know. So who
I-
did, because I was surprised.
I'm a.
I was surprised that they were up.
How
I'm
about the
not-
Lions? I wonder if the Lions would put it on their bulletin board thing.
Yeah, I don't see that very much. I don't see it well, but do you, I mean, because it's at such a funny angle. I wish that was like a two-angled sign so that people could see it coming up on Main Street and I don't know.
They see it if they're coming down North Ave.
So what they're gonna do, put on there, they'll put their Strawberry Fest, and then they do two things, don't they?
Probably the library's book sale. The library's having their book sale that.
Yeah,
day.
so they'll have,
On the light check. I mean, it's sitting there for quite a while. I don't like,
Yeah.
I have time to read it, but if other.
it's a strange angle. It's a, don't you think it's kind of a strange angle?
Lucky on Tuesday, on
But so
Wednesday.
I'm gonna, Susan, I'll bring the signs up or have somebody bring the signs up from downstairs so that we have them up Monday and it's a visible reminder. I know people know they're there, but it's a matter of kind of enacting it, getting them out.
Yeah, let them take them home from the meeting.
Mhm.
So that are living on the streets that we need them.
Yep.
That would be great. And I'll just let Carolyn know that.
So, and if she's gonna adjust the header, she might need to, because she's got an in with some printing company, right? She
Yes.
could, yeah, because she's done signs before. She can get that changed.
Right, senior of the year,
So
24.
just, we've, only 3 individuals have been nominated thus far, and of those 3, only 1 is complete. So I don't know if the other 2, they're worthy, but there's not a lot of information for them. So yeah, I'm surprised too. What happened to last month, the newspaper didn't get, I had information on the yard sale, information on the, senior citizen of the year, and there was one other thing. It did not make it into the April edition, which I was really bummed about. We need that,
Another month though, if it's in this one.
Yeah. But
And it's on our board
yeah,
outside.
it'll only give us 2 weeks really, but yeah, so this year,
Can't we take the old ones that we were thinking
can.
about, the ones from the years,
Mhm.
just
We
and
can.
revisit them?
mhm, yep.
Because I think only
You
3
said-
people got nominated. That's kind of
You know what, I
Not
like,
enough.
yeah,
not,
no,
I didn't understand what you were saying. You said what, 2 of them don't have any information. Is that what
they
you?
just have the individual's name,
What they've done.
yeah, usually we get,
But yes, we have some people who have been nominated for years, again and again. And then some people maybe get discouraged because they say, I've nominated that person 3 or 4
Yes.
times and nothing's happened, but yes, we can go, we said we would go back
Good.
and look at those. And sometimes we do 2, sometimes we do just 1.
Right. I like when you do too, and especially when they they blend,
Yeah. Yeah.
so. It's
Okay.
coming, but I did get, the Lions Club has committed to Sunday, September 15th. That's the date for the, event.
15.
Yep, and that will be up at the Unitarian Church Hall, yes.
Yeah, I've got it already written down. All right. Planning summer programs, the cookout, the senior tea, and the ice cream social.
So if you want, like the cookout, we can do similar, I can take the menus from past years and just replicate them. We'll just need to work on usually we try to get a few youth volunteers to do running for us. I have actually got a couple of them, I'm working on it, with them.
I have
Senior,
that as the 17th of July, is that correct?
yes. So that's 7/17.
And you always get somebody to make sure that.
Grills are cleaned.
Yes.
And the gas, the
Yeah.
propane is there.
Yes, I think I had a youth volunteer do that last year and he did an excellent job. So I will definitely, and if I don't have a youth volunteer, I'll have like Sean do it. Okay, and then we have the senior tea, which was on Sunday. Is that the 28th of July?
That is correct. And is Earl gonna tickle the ivories?
And we can, we will bring it up on Monday to the Friends because the Friends the last 2 years have been doing the sandwiches and everything, which has been a really nice touch. So we can bring it up and see if
Dottie has those things that we do.
those are downstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
One thing that we're adding is, the Cultural Council gave a grant for cabaret. And so I was contacted by, it's multifaceted. There's singing, there's music, there's storytelling. And so I've been working with them trying to find, a date. I looked for June, we couldn't get June. So, July 31st, which is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I haven't committed to anything like food yet, but I'm thinking, I've a few cabarets I've been to over in France, wherever, usually you do have food, so I don't know if we want to do food or not, but it's only a couple days after the senior tea.
Some more information.
Entertainment, yep. So they're already approved by the Cultural Council, so they're paid for. We just had to find the date. We found the date,
That
July 31st.
31.
Yep, 31.
August 21.
August 21 is Ice Cream Social, and Peg has found a banjo
Yeah,
player for us.
I've never heard him play.
So for the Ice Cream Social,
His name is Joe Curis and he's from Grafton. And he plays at like senior centers and nursing homes and things like that. He
Like what?
plays the banjo.
And
it'd be fun.
He's very reasonable. So we'll give him a try.
You could just have snacks on the table.
The cabaret or the,
Which would-
Snack.
28th,
Yeah.
21st, August.
I like that. And it all depends on, I think, I have to look at my, let me look at the calendar, see if I have them at 11 or 1. If it's at 1, it could just be snacks.
Yeah, if it's right at lunch.
it's 21st.
Yeah, actually, so I have to
That's
look at my
correct,
computer because I didn't put the time in here.
you and I doing the cooking
So-
for the cookout?
Yeah, but so Ian's suggesting just having some snack things on the table. You did that for New Year's,
Slaves have.
pretzels. I think everybody ate the pretzels that were on the tables for the volunteer.
Those are twigs now. Let's
I
get it
know.
straight. They're wooden
They
twigs.
went, I think only 1 or 2 bags were left, so people, so we could have things like that that are in individual
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah.
We've got a little time.
How are we gonna decorate for a cabaret?
I'm sure you have something in your attic.
I don't know. If not, I'll get a new box.
Yep, okay.
It's like Sally Bowles cabaret. The musical cabaret.
Yeah.
I do have like a feather. That's kinda
Does
cool.
anybody remember David Shikes? He was formerly, he was a book distributor for libraries, and that's how he came to know us. We worked with Andrew at the Taft Library. He is he's a stand-up comedian. I mean, some of his jokes, they're kind of corny, but they're cute. And when he called me recently, he says, Amy, I've been down in the area, I've been in Uxbridge, I've been in this town, I would like to come back. And so I'm like, well, how long, what half hour? He says, well, 45 minutes, an hour. I'm like, for free. This is for free, but I'd like to pair him with something, either be it a special lunch or, so I'm looking at possibly June, the end of June, just to have something else in June. We don't have a lot of, we've got the yard sale, we've got the seniors have their trip to Boston. Is that Boston? No, Boston's in
That's in May.
May. So is the Essex, what,
Essex, that one's in, but that's,
that's not us?
no,
Okay.
that's.
Yeah, so we could use something else, entertainment in June. So David Shikes, and again, it's, kind of fun from comedian. He's a great guy, and just, so I haven't chosen a day. I haven't.
David.
Shikes, Shikes, I believe. It's from New Hampshire, but he still makes his way down to Massachusetts to do these.
Check it.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
He does stand-up comedy. It's fun. Yeah.
In the trip in June, that's going through Foxy Travel, and I think there's only 3 of us from the
Okay.
senior center that are going.
It's just, you know what, Foxy doesn't want to come here to pick people up, no matter how many people we have. And I guess there's not a lot of parking over there. So,
I was gonna say Wayne Kim, John was talking to him last night after the meeting, and he said that if it's any problem for
Those little
those sheds over there. By the way, those are the ugly, sorry.
some of them are cute.
I think they're ugly.
Oh, there was one over there that I think, oh, good, I could put that in my backyard and I could move in there.
They're very tall, I don't know, they just, I
Yeah,
don't think they're very pretty.
but so if we needed them to be moved,
Yeah, if it was really.
they do cut into our parking.
Yeah, if we had a real
Yeah.
problem, so.
Yeah.
Does anybody here get the local Mendon newspaper?
The Free Press?
Milford, I'm sorry, the Milford
Milford.
Daily.
No, I don't.
I do, I don't
A few
subscribe
weeks-
to it,
a
but they
few
give me
weeks ago,
free.
I don't know if I still have it. They had a whole page on the Northbridge Senior Center. And these minstrels, 2 or 3 guys, they looked like they were doing folk music and stuff, and everybody seemed to think it was really great, and they had a whole write-up about it.
How long ago was that?
That must have been about 3-4 weeks ago.
Do you have it still?
I don't know,
The Worcester
but
paper,
I
but they give
called
me
up
free-
Northbridge or something, and they gave it to, I think it was the Northbridge Seniors.
I could contact the director and.
Was there anything in the Milford paper about our thing passing? I don't get the Milford Daily News either. Was there anything
It's
about
not
our?
the- It's not the Milford Daily News anymore, it's called the Metro.
Oh, yeah, the Metro.
It probably was nothing.
I get the Worcester paper, but almost every day we get they give us a free copy of the other, but not every day. Some days they don't give it to us. I don't know why, but
They
I
want
know
you,
that
they want you to subscribe, yeah,
that's probably why.
yeah, trying to entice you.
And the Worcester paper, I may have to stop getting it now. I get it every 3 months and I just got another bill. The new bill, it's $216.
Wow,
3 months, but that's 7 days. That's including Sunday.
wow.
And I paid 180, I was paying 140 something, then it went up to 186 the last 3 months.
Worcester,
The Worcester Telegram. And now the bill said 216, so I'm gonna call them up and cry poverty and see if they'll give me
mhm,
a break.
Yeah, you're not working, you're a senior citizen and.
We've been on a fixed subscribers for over 20 years. I mean, they
Yeah,
gotta
he's
give
got all
Tell
the
them that, too.
phrases, you know that?
me a loyalty discount.
All right, so for the cookout, let's go back for a second. The cookout is, in July.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, July 17th.
So in June, you're you're gonna try to pin him down for a date, but you don't know what the date is yet.
yeah, I had been, yeah,
Sykes.
yeah, for Shikes. And again, it's a matter of, do I do it before lunch? Do I do it, on a Wednesday? I'm thinking before lunch. That's what we've done previously. We've had him before. Actually, we've had him before a Tri-Valley lunch, but in those days, our lunches were pretty substantial. I mean,
Yeah.
20 plus people. I don't know.
Well,
So I'll see when he's available.
yeah,
Or maybe since we don't have to pay him, that we can have pizza and charge everybody $5.
We could do another pizza. Pizza goes over pretty well.
That cabaret, why
Yeah.
couldn't that be moved back to June if you have nothing? to do?
I tried. Actually, I tried. And I had them booked for June and then they came back and said, oh, one of their musicians couldn't make that date. So that's when we went to,
There is a lot going on in July.
yeah.
Yeah, we just took that.
well, June 20th is the summer solstice.
Okay,
I mean, that's kind of like a day of whatever.
okay.
deity. Longest day of the year. Could I wear a long johns?
Okay.
Crazy.
The longest day of the year. You can make it the longest program.
Yes, I'll see what he has available.
Punchy here now, I say. All right, okay, moving along then. Okay, Amy, thank you for all that information. All right, new business, program updates, fitness, activities, meals, and new offerings.
Okay, so I just wanted to make you aware, if you're not already, Qigong, last week, Wednesday, the 1st was the last date of Qigong, session of Qigong till the fall. We'll see. It's a very small but dedicated group, anywhere between 6 to 8 people. It's usually more like 6. But what it is then we really have to pay, and sometimes the friends pay, they subsidize the exercise. Sometimes we do through our state grant. But what happens is, we're subsidizing a really significant amount for a small group of people. The Tuesday, Thursday exercise classes are really, they're at a low right now for the summer, but I think it's still worth it to carry them on because it's such a good group. So what we're doing is we're having a break of Qigong. We're going to try mat yoga. Nobody signed up yet. 2 people have expressed interest. I'd like to try just to see. We used to have yoga every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. Yeah, yeah. And then we went to the evening class. We had a day class and an evening class. I'd like to try to see if we can get it back going on Wednesday mornings. I don't know if we will or not, but again, subsidized class, Qigong, like I said, it's hard to say that we're going to spend $200 for 6 people taking a class where these other classes,
Is there no way that could be later in the day?
Oh,
There are some people that are just not wanting people to get up and do something. at
Well,
2 o'clock in the morning.
the thing about that is, well, I suppose we could. The thing about that is when we have things later in the day, like when I keep Wednesday afternoons for like our special programs, like this one. So, and right now, we do something, when we do like the cookout, say we're gonna do it on a Wednesday, which we're not, but if we were, we have to not have exercise that morning. Actually, we're not gonna have exercise on Thursday of the cookout. Because, or is the cookout on a Wednesday? I can't remember. I'm getting confused.
It's a Wednesday, the
So,
17th.
so yeah, we wouldn't have exercise that morning. If it was on a Thursday, we wouldn't have it. So we do have to change things, but I
So we
could.
get the bigger center,
Yes, I know,
Yeah.
these are all.
and then we can have it all,
valid
at the same time.
happens to pass it.
That's such a long little room.
It's QIGONG.
Two words.
No,
No.
No,
QIGONG.
G-O-N-G.
And the QI sounds like cheese, CHE, but so, it's a good point.
Oh,
I
You
just
know-
wonder if you had a sign-up sheet or just take a
To see-
survey, would more people take
Yeah.
a particular exercise program if it was offered later in
So-
the day?
When I first came here, we had Tai Chi in the afternoon, 2 people. And then we did, what we did was we had morning yoga and we had Tai Chi right after that. We had good classes, both of them. It's hard to say, but you're right. I think there are a group, but Diane can tell you, the classes that she's been in, they're packed. The Tuesday, Thursday classes, they're packed. 9 o'clock.
People have difficulty getting up off the floor though for mat yoga.
They would just, only a certain person is going to take it. The Tuesday, Thursday classes are considered chair yoga.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say.
And I think there are a lot of similar disciplines, but yes, you're right. So we'll see. But no, we could do a survey, and what we could do, Earl, is we could put it in the newsletter. Please let us know, it could, or I wonder if we're going to be tucking the survey in that Carolyn had adapted. I wonder if we could put 3 questions on the bottom of that, like regarding exercise. Would you be more apt to take an exercise class?
Mat yoga would be more, for the, have it at night for the community. But I can't imagine, I know if I get down on a mat, I look like a turtle, like flipped over. Back,
And you're being videotaped.
It's a perfect photo opportunity.
I could put it on the Facebook senior center page.
You don't have to show her face.
No, I'll black it out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so we can pull a survey.
I think
So it
right,
sounds like,
you'd be
Earl, you
fine.
might be interested.
Well, Paula was interested and she went to the initial thing, but. she
Too
just
early.
it's not a money person.
That was that
A
for,
lot of people, they need a few hours to kind of.
was that Qigong or, yeah. See that there's a good following for that. It really is, but still small, overall. And even though, we have to go back to maybe doing one free class, promote it as an introductory class so that people can come try it and hopefully sign up. So, all right, so that was that. Let's see. I told you about the mat yoga. I was lower enrollment. I was wondering if we were going to see a trend of lower enrollment for the summer. And then when I came back from the weekend, I was very pleasantly surprised to see the enrollment for Tuesday, Thursday classes is up there. We're to the waiting list stage.
Okay.
So.
And how about meals?
There's still, Diane can tell you, but we had, like yesterday, we had walk-ins.
Yeah, I mean, and then the reasons why they say, oh, well, I didn't come last week, so I didn't sign up.
So you call.
Yeah, and this person calls 5 times a day, whether he needs to or not. I mean, well, call. And then and it was just so annoying because he sits at a table that's not even a table for sitting at. And I said, well, you don't sit there. You sit over at the table. It's all set.
It's all set up.
And he's going, oh, we have to tell me now after I already sat down.
Yeah.
Well, do you have common sense? Do you leave that somewhere? It's just. People,
I think we have a problem with some body odor.
Yes,
Some new people that are coming.
I noticed.
I know, and I don't know how you address that kind of thing. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But these
you
people,
know what,
guys,
I've-
they just don't realize it, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe it's.
It could be the clothing sometimes.
the
could be.
clothing, if they don't have
Absolutely.
access to laundry facilities.
Absolutely.
They might have access, but they don't have physically, they do it. I think I know who you're talking about. Nice person too,
Yes.
Is
and-
that a
and
type of service that we could get some help with, like a homemaker for that person if
if they want it.
qualify?
Mhm.
I would probably pursue
That
it
would be,
along
I
that
think-
vein.
That would be a Janet thing.
That would be a Janet thing, but kind of like say,
On the future, hey, did you know that this service is available?
available.
Especially when somebody's using a walker, that they're, but yeah, I've,
I knew you would because you were sitting.
yes,
Well, then I talked to Janet about it.
okay.
First find out from her whether she thinks he would qualify.
Mhm.
You don't want to set somebody up for disappointment.
Right.
Are we eligible for VNA services?
Well, that goes through your doctor. That goes through your
Oh,
doctor.
that's for cleanliness. Showering.
Oh, yeah, showering.
Yes, so, and generally, well, no, Tri-Valley, you need to have 6 services for their, but VNA, it's usually a medically related service that the doctor has to prescribe the VNA for you. But yeah, no,
Or you have to just find out whether it's a clothing issue or a personal
right,
hygiene issue
right,
or both.
or both. Okay.
Yeah, because that affects everybody around them.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to be careful sometimes, like, if it is that, if they got lice or something like that. But the
I
people,
don't worry about lice.
don't worry about
I
that.
don't either.
I
No.
remember when I was in 3rd grade, I had very thick hair and, I got nits in my hair, but I thought that it wasn't because I was dirty.
Oh, no, but
In
they all
those
get it
days,
in
they
school.
had little dressing rooms and
Sure, they
everybody
hang
hung
their
their
coats
coats
and
on
hats and
hooks and
that's-
their hats up on the shelf. You didn't have lockers or anything, and, I thought the school nurse that I had ants in my hair. And I didn't know what nits were. But my mother, there was a special shampoo and I had thick
Mhm.
hair, I mean, she had to. put
Comb it with
and
that.
comb it out.
Mhm.
They're still up, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I think that's.
New offerings?
Oh, new offerings. Does anybody have any, actually, one of our new people, how's she doing, at hand, knee and foot?
She's doing very good.
We have a new person. Her, son brought her down last week and wanted to find out about her offerings and she's joined her,
But her
hand, knee and
name
foot.
is,
Del,
Delevia? No,
Dell, she goes by Dell.
Del.
Delvita,
Oh.
Delvita,
She was very sweet.
Odelvia,
I think
Odelvia.
Odelvia.
Bingo.
Yes.
Yeah, she was very
Oh,
sweet.
yeah.
And so she had a game that she wanted us to consider. But it was like it was like kind of like Rubik's Cube or something.
Yeah, Rubicon. Yeah,
Rubicon.
we have a game up there anyway.
She said she was at her last facility where she lived. She was teaching people how to play it.
What is it called?
Rubicon, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we should, and, yeah, I think
And I
that's
think
a
there's
case
one up
of,
there.
that's a case of a parent, leaving assisted living, coming to live with an adult child who happens to work out of their home. And, he was looking to make a connection with us and actually we did so quite quickly, but I think it's going to be slow but sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
no,
I did invite her today, but she had a doctor's appointment or something today, so.
But I mean,
Beautiful Bingo, which he does a good job. I think everybody. enjoys
Yes,
that.
she did. And she's coming next week for the menstruals.
Nice. Oh,
So-
good.
And I, explained that the van is available for use too, but they haven't asked us yet, so.
All right, nice to see new people.
Yes.
Good.
It's like a pretty full calendar with all the charts down here.
Mhm.
There's stuff going.
Yep, we do.
Okay, then we're on open forum. Earl, do you have anything for open forum?
I do not.
Elena?
I do not. I do not.
I do not.
Donna? Diane? Any? Yeah. No, I don't have anything for open forum either. So the next meeting would be June the 12th. And that is, yep. And the only month we take off is August, so we're good. All right, well, I'm gonna close the meeting then at 11:15. Thank you all for coming.
So don't anybody go anywhere, okay?
Can we shut that off? Did you shut that off already? Oh, she's
You do it.
oh, she's doing it.
Oh, you're doing it?
Yeah, because I had to remember, I